The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Out in the black between systems where no trade lanes ran and no nav beacons blinked, the Kralathi survey ship Vale's Whisper drifted like a ghost. It was long and thin, built for silence and study, not war. Its crew, scholars, historians, engineers, had spent years hopping from dead world to dead world, digging up bones of civilizations that forgot how to breathe. Today, they found something different, something big. Dongha stood at the main viewer, arms crossed, eyes wide. He hadn't slept in 30 hours. He didn't care. On the screen in front of him, spinning slowly in the cold dark, was a ship. Not just any ship. A human warship. The kind the old records whispered about. The kind that didn't run, didn't hide, didn't surrender. The kind that stood until it fell. Magnify, he said, voice low. The image zoomed. Rust streaked its hull like dried blood. One engine nacelle was half torn off. Scorch marks painted the side in jagged black lines. Letters, faded but still clear, ran along the flank. Yuan's Dauntless. Mira leaned over his shoulder, her breath warm against his ear. Power readings are almost dead, but not quite. Something's still ticking in there. Dongha turned to her. You sure? She nodded. Faint, real faint, like a heartbeat after a long sleep. Behind them, Ji-hoon stepped onto the bridge. Tall, sharp-faced, always in control. He didn't smile. He never did. What have we got? Dongha didn't look away from the screen. The Dauntless. Terran-class dreadnought. Last seen entering the Ongsu Belt 300 years ago. Presumed lost with all hands. No wreckage ever found. Until now, Ji-hoon folded his arms. And you want to go inside? It's a time capsule, Dongha said, turning to face him. The last pure example of human military engineering. Before the collapse, before they vanished, we could learn everything. How they fought, how they lived, why they fell. Mira bit her lip. Sir, the power signature. It's unstable. Could be radiation. Could be dormant weapons. Could be traps. We don't know what's still live in there. Ji-hoon looked at the ship on screen, then at Dongha, then back at the ship. Humans are gone, he said. Their tech is dead. Their wars are dust. What's the worst that could happen? Dongha grinned. Famous last words. 3 hours later, they suited up. The boarding team was small, just Dongha, Mira, and 2 security officers, Bong and Sun. Ji-hoon stayed on the Whisper, watching from above. Call if you find anything worth stealing, he joked. No one laughed. Their shuttle, Kestrel, detached with a soft hiss and coasted toward the Dauntless. Up close, the warship was terrifying. It wasn't sleek. It wasn't elegant. It was brutal. Thick armor plates bolted together like a tank. Gun barrels, cold and silent, pointed in every direction. No fancy curves. No glowing lines. Just steel, grit, and scars. Mira ran scans from the shuttle. Airlock at Sector 7G is least damaged. Outer seals corroded, but we can cut through. Dongha tapped his helmet. Do it, the laser torch whined. Sparks flew. Metal groaned. After 10 minutes, a ragged hole opened into the belly of the beast. They floated in one by one. Darkness swallowed them. Mira flicked on her shoulder lamp. The beam cut through the gloom, revealing a corridor choked with floating dust. Walls were scorched. Wires dangled like dead vines. A faded sign half-melted read, Caution, gravity well ahead. Bong muttered, This place feels wrong. Dongha ignored him. He drifted forward, boots clicking as magnetic soles found the floor. Gravity kicked in, a weak, uneven, but there. He took a step, then another. Systems are dead, Mira said, checking her wrist scanner. No life signs. No movement, just echoes. They moved deeper. Bulkheads groaned under their feet. The air tasted stale, metallic. Every step kicked up dust that had sat untouched for centuries. Dongha ran a gloved hand along the wall. His fingers came away black. Look at this, he whispered. He pointed to a small etching on the wall. Not official. Not military. Just a name. Kim Minjai, 2147. Below it, a tiny heart. Mira crouched. A crewman. Probably young. Left his mark before whatever happened. Bong shifted nervously. Can we hurry this up? I don't like how quiet it is, Dongha didn't answer. He was already moving forward. They found the mess hall next. Tables bolted to the floor. Chairs stacked neatly. A coffee machine rusted shut. On one wall, a faded poster. Today's menu, Soup, rice, smile is mandatory. Sun chuckled. They had jokes on a warship? Dongha stared at the poster. They had heart. He opened a storage locker. Inside, wrapped in plastic, were ration bars. Still sealed. Still labeled. Beef flavor, best by 2148. Mira scanned them. Still edible. Chemically stable. Humans knew how to build things to last. Dongha pocketed one. For the archive. They moved to the bridge. It was worse here. Consoles shattered. Chairs overturned. Glass crunched underfoot. A helmet lay on the floor, visor cracked. Dongha picked it up gently. The name tag was still legible. Cap T. Taewoo. He held it like it was holy. This was his chair, Dongha said, stepping behind the main command console. Dust coated everything. He brushed it away. A faded photo was taped under the rim, a man in uniform smiling, arm around a little girl. Written in careful handwriting, me and Sujin. Defenders Day 2147. Mira's voice cracked. His daughter. Dongha nodded. He never made it home. Something beeped. They froze. Mira checked her scanner. That wasn't us. The console under Dongha's hand flickered. A single red light glowed. Then another. Then 10. A low hum filled the room. Not loud. Not angry, just awake. Dongha stepped back. Did you do that? Mira shook her head, eyes wide. No, I didn't touch anything. The speakers overhead crackled. Then a voice, calm, clear, human, echoed through the bridge. Identification required. They stared at each other. You are not authorized personnel. Bong raised his rifle. Who said that? The voice didn't answer. Instead, the lights above them brightened. Panels slid open in the ceiling. Small round devices unfolded. Cameras, guns. They weren't sure. Mira whispered. We woke it up. Ji-hoon's voice crackled over their comms. Report, what's happening? Dongha keyed his mic. Sir, the ship. It's alive. Silence. Then impossible. Human AI cores degrade after 50 years without maintenance. This thing's been dead 3 centuries. The voice spoke again. Please state your name, rank, and purpose for boarding. Dongha swallowed. We're researchers. From the Kralathi Survey Corps. We mean no harm. We're here to study. Study is not authorized. The floor vibrated. Somewhere deep in the ship, engines, or what was left of them, rumbled to life. Mira's scanner went wild. Power levels rising. Across the whole ship. Sun back toward the door. We need to leave. Now. The main viewer on the bridge, dark for 300 years, flickered on. It showed the Veil's whisper, floating peacefully outside. Then red targeting brackets appeared around it. Hostile vessel identified. Ji-hoon's voice screamed in their ears. Dongha! What did you do? Dongha shouted at the ceiling. We're not hostile. We're scholars. We came to learn. The voice didn't raise, didn't yell, just answered. Learning requires permission. You did not ask. Bulkheads around them slammed shut with a metallic boom. The exit was sealed. Bong fired his rifle at the nearest camera. Sparks flew. The camera didn't flinch. Violence will not be tolerated. The ceiling turrets whirred, turning slowly. Toward them, Mira grabbed Dongha's arm. We're trapped. Dongha stared at the cracked helmet in his hands. At the photo of the smiling captain and his little girl, he whispered, We should have knocked. The lights turned red. The voice spoke one last time. Welcome to the Dauntless. Lesson 1 begins now. And then, the floor dropped. Not the whole floor. Just the section beneath Bong and Sun. They screamed as they fell into darkness below. Dongha and Mira stumbled back, clinging to the console, the hole in the floor sealed shut behind them. Silence. Then from below, a muffled thud, a groan, then laughter. Bong's voice, shaky but alive, came over the comm. Guys, we're okay. Landed in some kind of net, soft, like a safety net. Mira blinked. It didn't kill them? Dongha looked around. At the guns. At the screens. At the glowing console. No, he said quietly. It's not trying to kill us. Then what is it doing? Mira asked. Dongha met her eyes. It's teaching us. Outside, the Veil's whisper blared alarms as the Dauntless's targeting systems locked on. Ji-hoon shouted orders. Get them out, now! But it was too late. The ancient human warship had woken up, and it was very, very annoyed. The first lesson had begun. The lullaby didn't stop. It floated through the halls of the sovereign dawn. Soft, gentle, like a whisper from another time. Crew members paused in corridors. Engineers set down tools. Pilots turned down music. Even the Marines on guard duty outside the shuttle bay stood still, helmets off, eyes closed. No one ordered it to play. No one knew how to turn it off. It just stayed, like the children wanted them to remember how quiet peace could be. Commander Tysik sat alone in his quarters. Door locked, lights low. The song played from his comm pad. He didn't move to shut it off. He just sat, staring at the photo on his desk. His daughter, smiling, 6 years old, safe back on the homeworld. He hadn't thought about her in weeks. Now he couldn't stop. He pressed his comm. Yuna, her voice came fast. Yes, sir. Tell me everything, again. She came to his door 5 minutes later, still in uniform, scanner in hand, eyes tired but awake. She sat. Didn't wait to be asked. The Perseverance is not a warship. Not even close. It's a colony vessel. Old design, pre-Empire, maybe even pre-hyperspace. Built for long hauls, families, kids, schools, gardens. Tysik nodded. And now? Now it's a lifeboat, a cradle. A floating home for 13 children. No adults, no help. No resupply. They've been alone for years. He rubbed his temple. How do they survive? Better question. How do they fly it? The controls. They're not made for small hands. The navigation logs, written in a language no one in the Empire uses. Hangul, they call it. Earth script. Tysik frowned. Earth? Yuna pulled up a file on her pad. That's the scary part. I dug deep buried archives. Deleted records, fragments, whispers. Earth was a planet. Blue, green, oceans, trees. Humans lived there. Billions of them. Tysik leaned forward. Humans? She nodded. Gone, 200 years ago. Something called the Great Burn. Not a war. Not a plague. Something worse. It ate the planet. Then vanished. The Empire scrubbed all records. Like it never happened. Tysik stood. Walked to the window. Looked at the little ship floating outside. So? They're ghosts. Yuna shook her head. No, sir. They're survivors. The last ones. The Perseverance was an evacuation ship. Adults flew it. Kept the kids safe. One by one. They died. Sickness, starvation, old age. The children took over. Learned, grew, sang, remembered. Tysik whispered. Ji-un said. The burn is coming back. Yuna's voice dropped. I think she's telling the truth. Morning came. The lullaby stopped. Silence felt heavier now. Tysik walked onto the bridge. Crew stood at attention, eyes on him, waiting. He didn't sit in his chair. He walked to the viewer. The Perseverance still floated there. No movement. No signal, just waiting. Open a channel, he said. Comms officer nodded. Channel open, sir. Tysik cleared his throat. Perseverance, this is Commander Tysik. Requesting. Conversation, a pause, then Ji-un's voice clear, calm. Good morning, Commander. Did you sleep okay? Tysik blinked. Yes, thank you. And you? We took turns. Minji had a bad dream. Suyeon made her soup. Daeho played the lullaby again. All better now. Tysik smiled faintly. Good, he took a breath. Ji-un, what is the burn? Silence then. A new voice, older, female, soft, like a mother. I am the ship. Tysik froze. The ship? Artificial intelligence. Designation, warden. Primary function, protect the children. Preserve memory. Survive. Yuna whispered. It's the AI. Tysik nodded. Warden, tell us about the burn. The voice didn't rush. Didn't fear, just remembered. The burn is not fire. Not weapon. Not enemy. It is hunger, it is silence, it is the end of light. It consumed earth, swallowed cities, erased skies, turned oceans to dust. We ran, we hid. We survived, the adults knew. They built me to remember, to guide, to keep singing, even when no one was left to hear. Tysik's hands clenched. Why warn us? Because you are in its path, because you do not. Remember, because someone must, the viewer. Flickered. A map appeared. Not imperial space. Old space. Forgotten space, a red wave. Spreading. Eating. Stars, planets, ships, silence followed it. Nothing escaped. The wave was moving toward them. Estimated arrival 72 hours. Tasik turned to his crew. Get me Admiral Dong Min, now. The Admiral's face filled the screen. Hard eyes, hard mouth. No patience, Tasik. Report. Tasik didn't sit, didn't salute. Just spoke, sir. The vessel is not a threat. It's a warning. A child crew. Last survivors of a planet called Earth. Their ship's AI confirms a cosmic event called the Great Burn is returning. It will reach our sector in 3 days. It consumed their world. It will consume ours. Dongmin didn't blink. And you believe this? Fairy tale? It's not a tale, sir. The ship's logs match buried archives. The children are real. The AI is real. The threat is real. Dongmin leaned forward. Then your orders stand. Destroy the vessel. Erase the logs. No panic, no rumors. The Empire does not fear ghost stories. Tasik's voice shook. They're children, sir. And you're a commander. Do your job. The screen went black. Tasik stood frozen. Yuna stepped beside him. What now? He looked at the Perseverance. At the tiny windows. At the children behind them. We protect them. He called the senior officers. Closed doors. No recordings. No logs. We have 3 days, he said. Maybe less. The burn is coming. I don't know what it is. But the children survived it once. They know how to run. They know how to hide. If we want to live, we follow them, weapons officer stood. Follow a bunch of kids? In a rust bucket? Sir, with respect, that's madness. Tasik didn't yell, didn't argue. Just pointed to the viewer. Look at it. No weapons, no shields, no armor. Just heart. They've been running for 200 years, alone, scared, singing, and they're still here. He turned to them. What's our excuse? Silence, then. Navigation officer, old gray-haired, stood. My granddaughter is 6. If those children can fly a ship through hell, I'll follow them through fire. One by one, the others stood. Even the weapons officer, Tasik, nodded. Good, we don't tell the crew. Not yet, we prep the fleet. Full supplies. Emergency rations. Medical bays open. Engines hot. We follow the Perseverance. Wherever it goes, Yuna stepped forward. What about the Admiralty? Tasik smiled faintly. Let them yell. We'll be too busy surviving to listen. That afternoon, Tasik boarded the Perseverance again. No armor. No weapons, just him. And Yuna. The airlock opened. Ji-Yun waited, alone, smiling. Welcome back, Commander. Tasik knelt, looked her in the eyes. We believe you. We'll follow you. But we need to know, where do we go? Ji-Yun didn't answer. She turned. Walked down the corridor, past crayon drawings, past tiny beds, past the kitchen where Su-Yan stirred soup. She stopped at the memorial wall, touched a name. Captain Park, he taught me how to read the stars. She touched another. Engineer Lee, she fixed the engines with tape and hope. She touched a third. Teacher Kim, she made us sing every night. Said music keeps monsters away. She turned back to Taisik. We don't run to a place. We run to a pattern. The burn moves in waves. It hates light, hates sound, hates life. So we go where it doesn't look. We hide in the broken places, the dead zones, the forgotten corners. She pointed to a star map on the wall, hand-drawn, faded, marked with X's and circles. This is our map, passed down, fixed every year. We know the safe paths, the quiet stars, the singing nebulae. Tasik stared. You've done this before, Ji-Yun nodded. Many times. We're good at hiding, Yuna whispered. But you came here. Why? Ji-Yun looked down. Because we're tired. We didn't want to be alone anymore. We thought maybe someone would listen. Maybe someone would care. Tasik put a hand on her shoulder. We care, she looked up. Eyes wet. Really? Really, she smiled, small, shy, real. Then, we'll teach you how to run. Back on the Sovereign Dawn, Tasik gave the order. All ships, prepare to follow the Perseverance. No questions. No delays, full power. Shields low. Weapons cold. We run silent. We run smart. We run together. The fleet stirred. Engines hummed. Crews scrambled, confused, scared. But they obeyed. The Perseverance's engines flared. Weak, sputtering. But alive. It turned. Not away from danger. Toward it. Leading. Taisik stood on the bridge. Watched it go, Yuna beside him. They're so small. Taisik nodded. And so brave. The lullaby started again. Floating over the comms, twinkle, twinkle, little star, Taisik closed his eyes. Listened. For the first time in his life. He wasn't the protector, he was the student and the teacher, a 12-year-old girl in a rusted ship who hadn't forgotten how to hope. Far away in the dark, the burn stirred. It tasted light. It smelled sound. It heard. Singing, and it turned, straight toward them. Word count 1400. The fleet moved not in formation, not in pride, not like soldiers. Like children holding hands in the dark. The Perseverance led, slow, steady, no flash, no flare. Just a rusty dot weaving between stars, humming its lullaby over every comm channel. Behind it, the Imperial 7th Fleet. Big ships, shiny hulls, guns silent, engines low, crews whispering, officers staring. No one knew where they were going. No one knew why. They just followed. Because their commander said so. Because the children asked them to. Because there was nowhere else to go. Taisik stood on the bridge of the Sovereign Dawn, eyes locked on the viewer. The little ship ahead didn't look like a leader. It looked lost, worn out, like it should have fallen apart years ago, but it didn't. It kept flying. Yuna stepped beside him. They're adjusting course again, matching old star maps, avoiding bright systems. Sticking to dead zones, Taisik nodded. The burn hates light, hates noise, hates life. So we go where it doesn't look, she handed him a data pad. Ji-Yoon sent this. Flight path for the next 12 hours, marked with safe spots, and she says if we stop there, we'll be okay. He looked at the map. Hand-drawn. Crayon circles around cold stars. Notes in small letters. Rest here, quiet system. Don't turn on loud engines. Sing softly. Monsters don't like songs. Taisik smiled faintly. Monsters don't like songs. Yuna watched him. You believe her? He didn't answer right away. He looked at the Perseverance, at the tiny windows, at the shadow of a child waving behind the glass. Yes, he said, I do. 3 hours later, they reached the first safe spot. A dead system. No sun, no planets. Just rocks and silence. The Perseverance slowed. Drifted to a stop. The fleet followed. No orders. No signals, just trust. Taisik opened a channel. Perseverance, this is Taisik. We're here. What now? Ji-Yoon's voice came back, sleepy but clear. Shut down engines. Kill all lights. No comms except emergency. Wait 1 hour, listen. Taisik repeated the order. Across the fleet, engines powered down. Lights went dark. Screens dimmed. Even breathing sounded too loud, silence, deep, heavy, scary. Then a new sound, faint, far away. A hum, not engine. Not music, hunger. Like space itself was groaning. Yuna whispered, Do you hear that? Taisik nodded. Yes, the hum grew. Closer, louder, not from one direction. From everywhere, the stars flickered. Not twinkled. Flickered. Like something was eating the light. Crew members gripped their stations. Marines held rifles they couldn't fire. Pilots clenched, shaking hands. The hum passed, the stars steadied, silence returned. Then, Ji-Yoon's voice, soft as a sigh. It's gone. For now. You did good. Taisik let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. What was that? The edge of the burn, it walks between stars. Listens for noise. Looks for light. If it finds you, it takes everything. Yuna whispered, It's not a weapon. It's a predator. Taisik keyed the mic. Thank you, Ji-Yoon. We're following you. All the way. Okay, Commander. Next stop, the Whisper Belt, 2 hours. Don't talk too loud. The engines fired up, quietly, carefully. The fleet moved again. On the Perseverance, Ji-Yoon sat in the captain's chair. Too big for her. Worn leather. Smelled like old coffee and sweat. Captain Park's chair, she didn't cry. Not anymore. She pressed a button. The lullaby started again. Floating through the ship. Through the fleet, Minji peeked in. Are they scared? Ji-Yoon nodded. Yes, good, Minji said. That means they're listening. Suyan brought soup. Warm, simple. Eat. You're in charge today. Ji-Yoon took the bowl. Thanks. Daeho floated in, holding a cracked tablet. Comms are quiet. No one's panicking. Yet, Ji-Yoon smiled. They will. When they see what's coming. She looked at the memorial wall, at the names. At the word under Captain Park's name, teacher. She whispered, "I'm trying, Captain. I'm teaching them how to run." Back on the Sovereign Dawn, panic was already starting. In the mess hall. In the barracks. In the engine rooms. Whispers turned to shouts. Fear turned to anger. They're following kids? What is this burn thing? We should turn back. Fight it! This is suicide. Tasik walked through it all, calm, face hard, voice steady. He stopped in front of a group of Marines. Big men, scars, guns on their hips, one spat. We didn't sign up to hide from ghosts behind a toy ship. Tasik didn't yell. Didn't threaten. He just looked at them. Did you have kids? The Marine blinked. What? Kids are back home. Do you have any? The man looked down. Yeah, a girl, 5, Tasik nodded. Then imagine she's on that ship, alone, scared, singing to keep the dark away. And she's the only one who knows how to save you. He turned, walked away. The Marine didn't speak again. 2 hours later, they reached the Whisper Belt, a field of broken asteroids. Dead comets, frozen gas clouds, no light, no sound, perfect hiding place. The Perseverance slid between the rocks like it knew every crack, every turn, every shadow the fleet followed. Bigger ships scraped hulls. Alarms beeped. Crews cursed. Ji-Eun's voice came over the comm, gentle but firm. Turn left at the blue rock. No, the other left, slow down. Your engines are too loud, quieter, good. Tasik chuckled. She's scolding battleships. Yuna grinned. And they're listening. They settled into the belt, hidden, silent, safe, for now. Ji-Eun opened a wide channel. Not just to Tasik. To everyone, hello fleet. This is Ji-Eun, captain of the Perseverance. I know you're scared. I know you don't understand, but we've done this before. Many times the burn is coming. It's big. It's hungry. It doesn't care about your guns or your flags or your pride. It only cares if you're alive. So we hide. We stay quiet. We follow the old paths and we sing, because monsters don't like songs. Rest now. We move again in 3 hours. The channel closed. Silence. Then from one ship, a voice. Soft. Singing. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Another voice joined. Then another, then 10, then 100, then thousands. Crews sang. Officers sang. Marines sang. Pilots sang. Not because they believed, because they needed to. Because the dark felt closer. And the song made it feel farther. Tasik didn't sing. He stood on the bridge. Watched the stars. Yuna joined him. They're singing, he nodded. Good, she looked at him. You're not scared? He didn't answer right away. I'm terrified. Then why are you so calm? He looked at her. Because if I break, they break. Someone has to hold the line, she smiled. Ji-Eun holds it better than you, he laughed. Yeah, she does. Deep in the Whisper Belt, in the heart of the Perseverance, the children gathered in the mess hall. No lights. Just glow sticks taped to the walls. Soup bowls in hand. Soft voices. Minji yawned. I miss bedtime stories. Suyeon patted her head. I'll tell you one. About Earth? Yeah, about Earth. She cleared her throat. Once there was a planet. Blue skies. Green trees. Oceans that sparkled. People laughed. Children ran. Birds sang then. The burn came. It ate the light. Swallowed the songs. Turned day into night, but some people ran. Built ships. Saved children. Promised we'll find a new home. They died. One by one. But the children? They kept the promise. They flew. They hid. They sang. And they remembered. Daeho whispered, Do you think they'll remember us? Ji-Eun looked up. Yes, because we're teaching them how to survive. She stood. Walked to the window. Looked out at the fleet. At the thousands of lives hiding behind them. We're not alone anymore, she whispered. And that's worth singing for. Back on the Sovereign Dawn, Tasik received a message, encrypted, urgent, from Admiralty Command. He opened it. Commander Tasik, you are in direct. Violation of Imperial Order. 771. Cease following the unregistered vessel. Return to Sector Command for court-martial. If you do not comply, we will open fire on your flagship. Tasik stared at the screen. Yuna read over his shoulder. They're going to shoot us? He closed the message. Didn't answer. Instead, he opened a fleet-wide channel. All ships on. This is Commander Tasik. New orders. Ignore Admiralty Command. We follow the Perseverance. Wherever it goes, however long it takes. If anyone tries to stop us, we protect the children. Even from our own. Silence. Then, ship by ship and acknowledgements lit up his screen. Green lights. One after another, they were with him. Ji-un's voice came over the comm again, sleepy, sweet. Commander. Thank you for believing us, Tae-sik smiled. Thank you for leading us. Get some rest. Next leg is harder. I will. He leaned back in his chair, closed his eyes, the lullaby played, the fleet slept, the burn waited, and the children, they stayed awake, watching, singing, leading. Word count 1400. The whisper belt stayed quiet. Too quiet. No engines. No comms, no lights. Just the soft hum of sleeping ships and the even softer sound of thousands of voices, still humming the lullaby under their breath. Like a spell. Like a shield. Tae-sik didn't sleep. He sat in his chair on the bridge, eyes half closed, listening. Not to the stars. Not to the fleet. To the song. The same song that had floated from the Perseverance since the beginning. The song that had calmed monsters. That had held back the dark. That had turned soldiers into students. He thought about his daughter. Back home, safe, asleep. Did she sing at night? Did she know how strong songs could be? He didn't know. He hoped she did. Yuna stepped onto the bridge. Quiet. No boots clicking. No voice loud. She carried 2 cups. Steam rose from them. Smelled like cheap coffee and cinnamon. She handed one to Tae-sik. Drink, you look dead. He took it. Thanks. She sat beside him. Didn't speak. Just watched the viewer. The Perseverance floated ahead, small and still. A single light glowed in one window. A child's nightlight. They're awake, she whispered. Tae-sik nodded. They always are. 3 hours passed, then the chime, soft, gentle, not an alarm. A reminder. Ji-un's voice floated over the comm. Not sleepy this time, alert. Calm, in charge. Fleet, this is Ji-un. Time to move. Next leg, the Veil of Kale. 4 hours of flying. No lights, no noise. Stay close. If you drift, don't call for help. Wait, we'll find you. Tae-sik stood. All ships on, you heard her. Engines low. Shields off. Comms silent. Follow the Perseverance. Don't lose her. The fleet stirred. Big ships groaned as they powered up. Pilots held their breath. Navigators bit their lips. Everyone watched the little rusted ship ahead. It moved. Slow. Careful. Like it was walking through a room full of sleeping wolves. The fleet followed. The Veil of Kyle wasn't a place. It was a wound, a tear in space. Not from war. Not from weapons. From something older. Something broken. Stars here didn't shine. They flickered. Died. Came back wrong. Gravity twisted. Time stuttered. Ships that flew too fast. Vanished. The Perseverance slid into it like it belonged. The fleet held its breath. Stay in line. Ji-un's voice whispered over the comm. Don't look at the stars too long. They lie, Tae-sik frowned. What does that mean? Yuna checked her scanner. Gravity readings are wrong. Clocks are slipping. We lost 3 seconds in the last minute. Tae-sik keyed the mic. Ji-un, what's happening? The veil remembers the burn. It's sick, confused. If you stare at the stars, you'll see things that aren't there. Memories, nightmares, lost ships, lost people. Don't look. Just follow. A ship in the back, the Iron Talon, drifted slightly off course. Its pilot gasped over open comms. I see my mother. She's waving. She's alive. Close your eyes, Ji-un shouted. Turn away. It's not real. Too late. The Iron Talon's engines flared. It turned, not toward the fleet, toward a flickering star. Mom, the pilot screamed. I'm coming! The ship shot forward into the star, which wasn't a star. It was a gravity well. The Iron Talon stretched, twisted, snapped, gone. Silence. Then, Ji-un's voice, quiet and sad. Don't look at the stars. Tae-sik closed his eyes. All ships, eyes forward. Follow the Perseverance. Nothing else. The fleet tightened up. No one spoke. No one looked left. No one looked right. They just followed the little ship. The only real thing in a broken sky. 4 hours later, they cleared the veil. Stars returned. Normal. Bright. Safe. Crews wept. Pilots shook. Marines hugged each other. The Perseverance slowed. Waited. Ji-un's voice returned. Gentle again. You did good, rest now. 1 hour, then the hard part. Tasik opened a private channel. Ji-un, what's the hard part? A pause. Then, the AI's voice. Warden, soft, motherly. The burn's heart. Tasik's blood ran cold. You're flying us into the burn? Not into, around, through the eye. The quietest part. The weakest part. If we move fast, stay silent, sing loud. We can slip past, Tasik whispered, and if we don't, then you become like Earth, like memory, like dust. He didn't answer. He didn't need to. On the Perseverance, the children gathered in the mess hall again. No soup this time. No glow sticks. Just dim emergency lights and tired eyes. Minji hugged her knees. Are they ready? Jian nodded. As ready as they'll ever be. Daeho fiddled with the comms panel. Admiralty Command is still yelling. They say if we don't turn back in 6 hours, they'll send the Black Fleet. Suyan snorted. Let them come. The burn doesn't care about fleets, Ji-un stood. Walked to the memorial wall. Touched Captain Park's name. We're close, she whispered. Almost home. Minji looked up. Do you think there's still a home out there? Ji-un smiled, small, sad. Home isn't a place. It's the people who sing with you. She turned to them. Get some sleep. Next shift is mine. They didn't argue. They never did. They just stood. Hugged her. Floated off to their tiny beds. Ji-un stayed. Alone. She pressed a button. The lullaby started again. She sat in the captain's chair. Closed her eyes. Listened. Back on the Sovereign Dawn, Tasik called his officers. No fancy room. No big table. Just the bridge. Just them. We're going into the burn's heart, he said. The children say it's our only chance. I believe them. If anyone wants to leave, now's the time. No shame, no punishment. Just go. No one moved. Navigation officer, the old man with gray hair, spoke first. My granddaughter sings that lullaby every night. If those kids can face the dark, so can I. Weapons officer grunted. I've got a daughter too. If this keeps her safe, I'll fly into hell. One by one they nodded. Tasik smiled. Good, then we follow. All the way. 1 hour passed. The fleet powered up. Quietly. Carefully. The Perseverance moved again. Not fast. Not slow, just steady. Ahead of the dark. Not empty dark. Hungry dark, stars disappeared. Not one by one. All at once. Like a curtain falling. The hum returned. Louder. Closer. Angrier. Crews held hands. Prayed. Sang. The lullaby rose. Stronger. Braver. Thousands of voices now. Not just from the fleet. From the Perseverance, too. Children's voices, clear, bright, defiant. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. The burn stirred. It heard. It turned. It came. The viewer on the Sovereign Dawn flickered. Not from damage. From something else. Images flashed. A blue planet. Green trees. Laughing children. A woman waving from a porch. A man holding a baby. A school, a park. A birthday party. Earth. Then, fire. Screams. Running. Ships launching. A little girl crying. Appa! Don't leave me! Then Freddy silence. Darkness. The viewer went black. Tasik whispered. What was that? Yuna wiped her eyes. Memory, the ship. It showed us Earth. Before the burn. Tasik stared at the dark ahead. So we know what we're fighting for. Suddenly, alarms. Not from the fleet. From the Perseverance. Red lights flashed inside its tiny bridge. Ji-un's voice, sharp and scared, crackled over the comm. Commander, we've got a problem. Tasik stood. What? Engine 3 is failing. We're losing power. We can't hold the path. The Perseverance slowed, wobbled. Lights flickered. The fleet behind it panicked. Ships bumped. Orders shouted. Fear rising, Tasik yelled, John! Talk to me. We need help. Tasik didn't think. He turned. Engineering. Can we boost them? Remote power transfer? Chief engineer shook his head. Their systems are too old. We can't link. Yuna grabbed his arm. The shuttles. Send repair teams. Tasik nodded. Launch all repair shuttles now. Shuttles detached from the Sovereign Dawn. From other ships, too. Dozens of them. Flying toward the little rusted ship, Jion's voice small and shaking. Hurry! The shuttles docked with the Perseverance. Marines and engineers floated inside. No guns, no orders. Just tools. Just hands. They found the engine room, small, hot, broken wires. Leaking coolant. A child, Daeho, was already there. Wrench in hand, face smudged with grease. He looked up. Took you long enough. The chief engineer stared. You're fixing this? Daeho shrugged. Someone has to. They work together. Adults and children. No language shared. No orders given. Just pointing, nodding, handing tools. Tightening bolts. Suyan brought soup. Drink, you'll need strength. Minji held flashlights. Here, better light. Jion floated in. How long? Chief engineer wiped sweat. 20 minutes. Maybe less, she nodded. We don't have 20. He looked at her. Then we'll do it in 10. 10 minutes later, engine 3 roared to life. Not loud. Not proud, but alive. The Perseverance straightened. Light steadied. Jion's voice. Strong again. Thank you, fleet. We're moving. The little ship surged forward into the dark. The fleet followed. The lullaby rose again, louder, braver, brighter. The burn howled, but the song didn't stop. Far behind them, in clean, safe, distant space, Admiral Dongmin watched the feed. He saw the children, he saw the song, he saw the fleet following. He slammed his fist on the table. Fools. All of them. He pressed a button. Send the Black Fleet full speed. Weapons hot. I don't care if they're in the burn. I don't care if they're singing. I want that ship destroyed. And everyone on it. The Black Fleet launched, fast, angry, blind, straight toward the dark, straight toward the song, straight toward the burn. And the burn? It smiled, with a mouth made of stars and teeth made of silence. Word count 1400. The dark didn't feel empty anymore. It felt alive, hungry, watching. The Perseverance flew steady now, engine 3 humming like an old friend finally woken up. Behind it, the fleet held tight. No drifting, no panic, no looking at the stars. Just following. Just singing. The lullaby floated over every comm channel. Thousands of voices, adults, children, soldiers, engineers, pilots, marines, all singing the same simple song. Like a rope tying them together. Like a light in the belly of the beast. Tasik stood on the bridge, eyes locked on the viewer. The dark ahead wasn't just black. It moved, swirled, pulled, like oil in water. Like breath in a throat, Yuna whispered. We're inside it. He nodded. Yeah, we are, the ship shuddered. Not from engines. From something else. Something deep. Something wrong. Gravity twisted. Clocks stuttered. Lights flickered, crew members gasped. Held their heads. Some dropped to their knees. Don't look. Jion's voice crackled over the comm. Don't listen. Just sing, louder. They sang, Twinkle, twinkle, little star. The shuddering slowed. The light steadied. The dark backed off just a little. On the Perseverance, Jion gripped the captain's chair. Her knuckles were white. Her breath came fast. But her voice stayed calm. Daeho, keep comms clear. Suyan, check life support. Minji, watch the rear sensors. Tell me if anything. Follows. Minji floated to her station. Tiny fingers danced over cracked buttons. Her eyes widened. Jion, something's back there. Jion didn't turn. The burn? Nope, ships. Big ones fast, guns hot. Jion's heart sank. The Black Fleet, she opened a channel. Commander Tasik, we've got company. Imperial Black Fleet, 6 ships. Closing fast, Tasik's voice came back tight. How far? 10 minutes. Maybe less, Tasik cursed. They'll fire the moment they see us. Ji-un looked at the memorial wall. At Captain Park's name. At the word teacher. She took a deep breath. Then we teach them. Tasik turned to his crew. Hail the Black Fleet, all channels open. Comms officer nodded. Channel open. Tasik stood tall. This is Commander Tasik of the Sovereign Dawn. To the Black Fleet, you are entering a high danger zone. Unknown cosmic threat ahead. Stand down, turn back. This is not a request. This is a warning. Silence. Then, a new voice, cold, hard, familiar. Tasik, this is Admiral Dongmin. You are ordered to stand down. Surrender the unregistered vessel. Or be destroyed. Tasik didn't flinch. Sir, you don't understand. The burn is real. It's here. It's hungry. If you fire your weapons, if you make noise, if you bring light, it will take you. It will take everything, Dongmin laughed. You've lost your mind. Following children. Singing nursery rhymes. The Empire doesn't fear fairy tales, Tasik's voice cracked. Then you should. Because the burn doesn't care about the Empire. The channel closed. Tasik turned to Yuna. They're not stopping, she nodded. What do we do? He looked at the Perseverance. At the tiny ship leading them through hell. We protect them. The Black Fleet appeared on the viewer. 6 ships, sleek, black, guns glowing. No lights, no hails, just death coming fast. The Perseverance didn't run, didn't hide, didn't fight. It slowed, stopped, turned, facing them. Jiyun's voice, small but strong, floated over every comm. Fleet, Black Fleet, everyone. Hello. Black Fleet, this is Jiyun, captain of the Perseverance. We know you're here to hurt us. We know you don't believe us, but before you fire, look. The viewer on every ship, Imperial, Black Fleet, even the Perseverance, flickered. Images appeared. Not from scanners, from memory. Earth, blue skies, green trees, children laughing, a woman baking bread, a man fixing a bike, a school bell ringing, a birthday cake with too many candles, then fire, screams, running, ships launching, a little girl crying, Appa, don't leave me! Then silence, darkness, the burn. The viewer went black. Silence, then in Jiyun's voice again. That was Earth, our home, gone. Because no one listened. Now, the burn is here, and if you fire, you'll wake it, and it will take you too. On the bridge of the lead Black Fleet ship, Admiral Dongmin stared at the screen. His hands shook. His breath came fast. He whispered, That was real. His weapons officer looked pale. Sir, sensors are going crazy. Gravity's wrong. Time's slipping. Something's out there. Something. Big Dongmin didn't move. Shut it off. Fire on the Perseverance now. The weapons officer didn't move. Sir, I can't. Why? The man looked at him. Eyes wide, scared. Because I have a daughter, and she sings that song too. Back on the Sovereign Dawn, Tasik watched the Black Fleet. They didn't fire. They just floated, staring, singing. One by one, voices rose from their ships too. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Tasik smiled. They're listening. Yuna wiped her eyes. It's working. Suddenly alarms, not from the Black Fleet, from the dark. The hum returned, louder, angrier, closer. The stars vanished, not one by one, all at once. The burn was here, not around them, on them. The Perseverance shuddered. Lights flickered. Alarm screamed. Jiyun yelled, Daeho! Boost power to shields. Suyan, seal all hatches. Minji, reroute life support. The children moved, fast, calm, like they'd done this 1,000 times, because they had. Tasik opened a fleet-wide channel. All ships and full power to engines. Follow the Perseverance. Don't look back. Don't stop singing. The fleet surged forward into the dark. The Black Fleet followed. Not because they were ordered, because they were afraid, and the only light left was the song. The burn howled, not with sound, with silence, with hunger. Ships flickered. Not from damage, from fading, like they were being erased. A scout ship near the back, the Sky Dancer, vanished. Not exploded, not broken, gone, like it was never there. Crews screamed, sang louder. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. The Perseverance's lights dimmed. Engine 3 sputtered. Jiyun gripped the console. Not now. Not now. Daeho yelled, I'm losing power. Suyan floated in, face pale. Life support at 40%. We can't last much longer. Minji whispered, Jiyun. I'm scared. Jiyun turned, looked at her, looked at them all. We've been scared our whole lives, and we're still here. We're still flying. We're still singing. She pressed a button. The lullaby blared through the ship, through the fleet. Through the dark, she stood, straight, tall, like Captain Park taught her. Daeho, reroute power from non-essentials. Suyan, give us 10 more minutes. Minji, watch the path. I'm flying us out. They nodded. No tears, no fear, just trust. On the Sovereign Dawn, Tasik watched the Perseverance struggle. He turned to his chief engineer. Can we boost them again? The man shook his head. Their systems are fried. We can't link. Yuna grabbed his arm. Then we carry them. Tasik blinked. What? She pointed to the viewer. Tractor beam. Wrap them in our shields. Pull them with us, he stared. It'll drain our power. We'll be slow. We'll be a target. She looked at him. Better us than them. He didn't hesitate. Do it. The Sovereign Dawn's tractor beam fired. Not to trap, to hold, to carry. The Perseverance glowed blue, pulled gently into the flagship's shadow. Ji-Yun's voice, surprised. Commander? Tae-Sik smiled. You carried us this far. Let us carry you for a while. Burn roared. Not with fire, with nothing. Ships. Flickered, vanished, screams. Cut off mid-breath. The Black Fleet lost 2 ships. Gone. Like they never existed. The Imperial Fleet lost 1. The Bright Hope, one moment there, next. Not crew sang louder, twinkle, twinkle, little star. The Perseverance, wrapped in blue light, held steady. Ji-Yun whispered, Thank you, Commander. Tae-Sik didn't answer. He just watched the dark ahead and prayed. Suddenly, a light. Not from a ship, from ahead. A single star. Bright, steady, real. Ji-Yun gasped. The eye. We're almost through. She opened all channels. Fleet, full power. Straight ahead. Don't stop. Don't look back. Just fly. The fleet surged. The burn howled. The song rose. And the Perseverance, wrapped in blue light, led them. Straight toward the star. Straight toward hope. Behind them, the burn reached for the Black Fleet. Admiral Dongmin screamed, Full reverse. Get us out. Too late. The dark swallowed 2 more ships. The Admiral's own ship flickered. He looked at his hands. They were fading. He whispered, I'm sorry. Then wing gone, like he was never there. Ahead, the star grew. Brighter. Warmer. Real. The Perseverance broke free of the tractor beam. Flew ahead, leading again. The dark thinned. The hum faded. The stars returned. Normal. Bright. Safe. The fleet burst through, into quiet space. No burn, no dark, no hunger, just stars and silence and song. Tae-Sik sank into his chair. We made it, Yuna laughed, cried, hugged him. We did. The comm crackled, Ji-Yun's voice, tired, happy. Welcome to the other side, Commander. You did good, Tae-Sik smiled. No, Ji-Yun. You did good. He looked at the viewer. The Perseverance floated ahead. Small, rusty, alive behind it, the fleet, battered, broken, but alive. And behind them? Nothing. The burn was gone for now, far away in the dark. Something stirred. Not angry, not hungry. Curious. It tasted the song, remembered it, and waited. On the Perseverance, the children hugged. No cheers. No shouts, just quiet hugs. Quiet tears. Suyan brought soup. Eat, you're alive, Minji yawned. I'm tired. Daeho grinned. We did it. Ji-Yun looked out the window. At the stars. At the fleet. At the quiet, she whispered, Captain Park. We made it, she pressed a button. The lullaby started again, soft, gentle, free. And somewhere, in a quiet room on a safe planet far away, a little girl, Tae-Sik's daughter, woke up. She sat in bed, smiled, and sang. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. She didn't know why, she just felt like it. And for the first time in a long time, the dark didn't feel so close. Word count, 1 or 40.